saying the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person, wishing the earth would just swallow you up. These are the things that most of us have experienced at one point in our lives, some of us more than others. In her poem, There's Humor and Embarrassment, Patricia Eckler touches a chord by illustrating these different situations. Chances are you've had one of them happen to you. Ineptness and humiliation, it happens to us all. There are times we cannot catch the beach ball. Ever stand at a podium suffering stage fright while praying someone will turn off the light? Arrive at a dinner party thinking you're early. See everyone at the table looking surly. Then complain that you're a whole hour late. Say, sorry, Joe, her name is Kate. Volunteer to help out but fall on your butt while serving the cake you have just cut. Have you ever entered a public laboratory and see the wrong gender? Oh, glory. Ever walk through the mall without a care and your skirt is caught in your underwear? Have a purchase packed and forget the bag? Ever wear a dress without removing its tag? You go sit on a chair but land on the floor. Reach for apples that aren't there anymore. Remember you promised to bake that apple pie, both no time to shop, all you could do is sigh. Who hasn't wished the earth would just swallow them up and spare them from an embarrassing situation? In Ella DeGeneres' story, my most embarrassing case scenario, she shows the humorous side to these embarrassing situations. So, I was thinking the other day, there are all sorts of books offering advice on how to deal with life-threatening situations. But where's the advice on dealing with the embarrassing ones? I mean, things like landing a burning plane, wrestling a crocodile, jumping from a moving train happen, what, maybe 5-6 times in your life? But if you're like me, embarrassing things happen hundreds of times each day. I'm too busy being embarrassed to write a whole book on the subject, but here are a few things I've learned about how to survive life's embarrassing moments. Situation: forgetting someone's name. You're at a party, you notice an old friend walking toward you, and you start to panic. You've forgotten your friend's name. Now, when I say an old friend, I mean a friend you've known for a long time, not someone who's really old. Someone really old is not much of a problem because, one, by the time they mosey on over to you with their walker, you've had time to go home, look up their name in your address book, and scurry on back to the party without them noticing. And two, there's a good chance they've forgotten their own name as well. I'm talking about someone with a good memory moving toward you at a brisk pace. What do? Solution. One solution is have one nickname for everyone, such as Scooter or Itchy. A second solution is to say hi to your old friend, then immediately grab a hold of a third person, say all innocent like, you know each other, right? You wait for them to introduce themselves and sit back and relax. The problem with this option is if the third person just answers, no, I don't know this person. Now you find yourself in a doubly awkward situation. I mean, you can always just say, Scooter, this is Itchy. Itchy, Scooter. But chances are that's not going to work. The best solution, say to her, I'm sorry, remind me again how you pronounce your name, to which you respond, Kathy. Then you continue your clever ruse by saying, that's right, the emphasis is on the syllable Kathy. I always think it's on the second Kathy. I'm glad you corrected me, my old friend. Problem solved. Situation: losing yourself in the middle of a conversation. There's a well-known saying that goes, wherever you go, there you are. It's a good saying except for one thing. It's just not true. The reason this saying is false is that when our minds are deprived of stimulation, they tend to wander. Or somewhere else entirely, probably trying to remember the words to the Armor Hot Dog song. Kathy, it turns out, is a bore, which I'm guessing is why you forgot her name in the first place. She's been talking at you for a long time about this and that, and you just drifted off. Fat kids, skinny kids, even kids with chicken pox, love hot dogs, Armor hot dogs. You're kind of aware of her mouth moving, but you have no idea what she's saying. Then you hear the words, inhaling mold spores. And like that, you're back. You have no idea what the subject of the conversation is, and Kathy has just stopped talking. She's staring at you, expecting you to say something. What do you do? Solution. The only proven way to get yourself out of this embarrassing situation is to say something about Gloria Estefan. I'm telling you, as long as you commit to it, she can fit into every conversation. You don't believe me? Here's proof. Kathy is still staring at you, waiting for a response while you dutifully consider and reject the honesty option. Finally, you say, that sounds a lot like Gloria Estefan. To which Kathy looks at you funny and says, what's that got to do with copper plumbing? To which you respond, well, Gloria Estefan is the copper plumbing of the music industry. She's beautiful, reliable, and look how she came back after that bus accident. She's indestructible. Are you going to debate me on this? And presto, you're back in the conversation and nobody's the wiser. In his poem, Midday, 7th and Church, Thomas Horton recounts an embarrassing moment that most of us can relate to. Two girls about 9 walked arm in arm in the crosswalk behind Mother, matching each other stride for stride, sharing a moment they will never consciously remember, but that will color their whole lives. Who cares though? I'm a big shot in a crisp new suit, talking on my mobile phone, agitated by the girl's slow, measured gait. I'm late, and to my left ahead, a herd of convention tourists gawking at the towers that seem to pierce the sky. Damn the bustle of city streets, I have a life to get to, while these people dart around in slow motion. Then, one short step that should be long, as my well-polished wingtips become my undoing. I fall forward, phone flying from my hand, and I lay splayed like a fallen titan. My tumble alarm for little girls and their mom, I assure them I'm uninjured, and clumsily scampered on my feet, and move past the humiliation. The little red-haired girl advises me, quite seriously, that my shoe is still untied, and I should be more careful crossing the street.